Hey everybody, welcome back to the lab. Whether you're planting a church, a new multi-site, a new location, or you're just looking at interesting efficiencies to make things easier and faster for you, today we're going to talk through 10 surprising benefits of launching portably. First up, lower cost, lower risk. Launching portably means you can start strong without taking on major debt or building expenses. Your resources stay focused on ministry, not mortgages. Benefit number 2, flexibility. Portable environments give you all kinds of freedom. You need an additional kid space? Rent another classroom. You need to switch up the layout in your worship facility? Go ahead. You're not restricted like you are in a traditional building because the walls don't define the space. Your usage of that environment defines it. Number 3, setting new expectations. You get to redefine church. Most people have an idea of what church is supposed to look like. You don't have to conform to that. You have a blank space. You get to define what church looks like moving forward in that facility. You are not restricted by those walls. You are shaping your ministry in that space. There are people that will come to a portable church that will never set foot in a traditional building because schools, movie theaters, community centers, those are all neutral territories where they feel comfortable going, and some of them might show up purely out of curiosity. So you get to redefine what church looks like in that environment and in that community. Number 4 is awesome, and it is so true. Early exponential growth. Church plants, new movements, whatever you're doing, starting something new, along with that comes momentum because of the vision, because of the excitement that's going into it. You're going to experience growth. It's really hard to recapture that later on when you've moved into a traditional permanent space. Number 5, room for soft failures. What we're really talking about is the opportunity to experiment. Mistakes become expensive in a permanent location. Being in a portable space allows you the flexibility of changing things up as you see fit, as you need. I always tell my churches when they're launching, it takes about 7 weeks to catch your stride in that process, as you realize people are engaging with an environment and the stuff you brought in differently than you wanted. It's a lot harder to do that in a traditional space where you're now locked in. Number 6, high volunteer buy-in. Let's talk about volunteers for a minute. You could have the greatest system in the world. You could have all the technology, you could have all the pieces, all of the gear that you could ever dream of. If you don't have people to set it up, you're gonna have a hard time doing church. So the fun thing is, this aspect of portability allows you to create and fosters the creation of a culture that's really hard to replicate. There's people that will serve in your church and serve on a setup and a teardown team that won't feel at home in other ministries. Number 7, leadership development. One of the beautiful things about portability is it requires you to increase the bandwidth and increase the number of leaders because you need people to step up, to take on ownership of certain areas and certain responsibilities during your setup and teardown processes. This gives you the flexibility and the opportunity to establish and to determine who those people are. Look for the people that are living, eating, and breathing your culture as a church and move them through that pipeline. Number 8, low barriers for guests. Movie theaters, schools, community centers, these are places that people already go and they're used to engaging with. Putting a church in there allows you to reach them in a way that doesn't feel threatening and actually feels more comfortable because it's already neutral territory. Number 9, a real solution for your community. The impact of you being in that facility doesn't end when you pull out. When you guys pack up and you go home, that's not when it really stops, because it doesn't stop. You are redeeming spaces by being there. We are going into enemy territory and we are taking it back. You don't have that option everywhere, but you do in this environment, in this scenario, going into that school, going into that movie theater, going to that community center. And we already know that where the Holy Spirit is, the devil can't be. Number 10, clear insight for future facilities. One of the beauties of portability and launching portably in the first place is you're not locked into a permanent space long term. Portability gives you the opportunity to dive into a community, to start something new, Figure out what your growth patterns are, how big you're gonna be. That way, when it comes time to look for a facility or build one, you already know what to expect. You have parameters. You don't get that doing other things. Portability is unique in that way as it gives you an opportunity to figure out what your needs really look like. We consider that to be good stewardship. So what's the bottom line? Launching Portably allows you to expand your reach, grow your team, get into your community faster at a fraction of the cost of what it would be to do if you were looking at a permanent facility. If you found this helpful and you want to dive into this more, click the link below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.